Yeah. Quinn on the mic, I'ma lace it with truth. Phillip in the back, calling plays from the booth. Podcast vibes, broadcasting the word. Sharper than the two-edged sword. Every verse heard on my arm strap. Shield tight like a glove. Faith in my veins, powered by God's love. Ephesians 6:11, yeah, it's the drill. Put on the full armor, stand firm in his will. Armor up, we don't back down. Shield of faith when the world comes around. Sword in my hand, I'm ready to fight. Jesus is the captain leading through the night. Yeah, sports in the spirit, it's a game of endurance. Training in faith, no room for deterrence. Quinn and Phillip, tag team for the kingdom. Breaking down walls till the world can see them. Helmet of salvation, blocking the lies. Belt of truth, yeah, I'm suited to rise. Yeah, shoes fitted tight, spreading peace while I step. I run this race with Jesus, no regret. You feel the heat, that's the fire of the spirit. Voices in the dark, but I don't even hear it. Face my defense, prayer's my offense. Victory in Jesus, yeah, it's immense.
Welcome back to Armor Up Athletics, episode number 41. My name is Matt Quinn, joined as always by Phillip Leviner. What's up, Phillip?
What's up, Matt? How's it going, buddy?
Hey, man. Summertime. A little more laid back. Had a good Memorial Day weekend with the fam. Cooked some hot dogs the American way on the grill. Had a good time, man.
I saw your bougie buns. Well, I just went with the great value, and you got the golden, arch of, whatever they were. Nice.
Look,
soft buns.
I have no idea what we buy. So you could blame Megan on that. I don't know. She says that I like those the best. You could put two buns in front of me, and I might say one's better than the other, but I don't know which one's which.
Well, you got some of those cheaper ones that the bread just peels off of it when you're trying to make your hot dogs. So I like to get a step above that.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a good hot dog. And for me, the perfect hot dog, just chili. I don't need nothing else. I don't need all the ketchup, mustard, slaw. No, I just need some good chili.
We did hot dogs and bratwurst, and I did put a pork tenderloin on that I kind of nibbled on today too. But yeah, man, I'm a little weird. I put mayonnaise on mine. Because I put it on my sausage dog too. But I'm a mayonnaise guy. It's got to be Duke's though.
Got to be Duke.
Got to be Duke's.
The mayo.
Yeah, we had a good time. Went to the pool. Jagger had some friends over. Man, we had it rained, but kids didn't care. They were still in the pool. Did not matter to them. So still had a good day.
Water's wet.
It is. Yeah, we had a good time. Good weekend. Good relax. Back to it today.
Yes.
Short week, and getting ready for some summer baseball and summer football workouts. I'm in the football thing now. Yeah, we got summer workouts coming up. So
love it. Well, let's take a brief moment and do want to say thank you to all those families, members that have served. We want to remember all of those people and thank you for your contributions to our great country. I don't want to go through this episode without mentioning that as we just passed Memorial Day, Phillip.
Yeah, and I posted the verse that know they're greater loved than laying down life for one's friend. I think it's great being experienced that firsthand in our family, and of course a lot of other people have experienced it. And I say it all the time: freedom's not free. It comes with a huge price that people have paid through the years that we've been here, and they continue to pay it. So Memorial Day to me, I was just talking about this with a buddy of mine earlier, is a huge holiday for me. Just because of the sacrifices made. I hate when people get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up. Memorial Day is to honor those that laid their lives down so we can fire that grill up and eat that hot dog and enjoy our families. And that price has to continue to be paid, unfortunately. And good thing that there's good men and women out there that's willing to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, I just wanted to mention them and more so the families of our fallen troops that still carry on their legacy in one way or another.
100%, man. Every military member that goes in knows what they're signing, but I'm not sure their family understands the full commitment that they're really signing up for. You kind of understand it, but there is a possibility that you don't come home. especially these days, right? I mean, we're constantly using our military, and bless those families, praying for them. But their sacrifice was not in vain.
Absolutely, man. Episode 41. The title of tonight's episode is The Pursuit of Presence. Excited to jump into this topic, but before we do, jersey number 41, Phillip, jersey number 41. What you got?
We talked about it before the show. I'm gonna go with you're a football guy, so I'm gonna go with Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk, I'm not a big NBA guy, but I like the way he plays, and I have watched him when I do occasionally watch NBA. I'll stop and watch him play.
He was a good one. Good number there. Good pick. Alvin Kamara. I like Alvin Kamara. Number 41 with the Saints. Great player, little speed back, could kind of do a little bit of everything, like a Swiss Army knife is what I would call him in our offense. But yeah, two good 41s there, Phillip.
Yep. I like Alvin Kamara too. I wish he would come to Carolina.
The Pursuit of Presence, episode 41. Jumping into this topic, we all at some point or another we're chasing something. We might be chasing recognition or success or wins or a new opportunity. But in the middle of chasing everything else, a lot of people forget to pursue the one thing that we truly need, and that's the presence of God, right?
Yeah, and this topic, again, week to week, I pray about it, and I kind of base some of these things, and I bounce the ideas off you of where we're at and what we're doing. But I've been trying my best to get closer to God, right, in any way possible, because let's just face it, the temptations of the world are still there every day when we wake up. Nothing stopped because we got saved or got back in with God. So the closer I can pull myself to God, the easier it is to navigate through the temptations. And how do we do that? So that's why I picked this topic and discussed it with you. And let's figure out how we can get closer to God. We can do this together tonight, because I had my ways up until this came, and I dug a little deeper into this. I know sometimes I'm not prepared when we come on these shows, but I did dig into this one and got some insight, because again, I am trying to figure out more than the conventional ways. Maybe there's some other way or some other things that we can do to continue to get closer to God.
For sure. And, in my profession, there's so much that I see of people chasing things, right? Maybe it's a starting spot or a championship or another offer or going to the next level or whatever people are chasing. But, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with ambition, and there's nothing wrong with goals. But the problem is, if we pursue success more than we pursue God's presence, we'll still feel empty at the end of all of that. The quote that I found when I was looking through some of this stuff, Phillip: accomplishments may change your situation, but God's presence changes you.
Yeah, that's big right there. And when I was reading about it, one thing I liked, it says resting in God's presence serves as an antidote to anxiety and fear. It provides the assurance that one is not navigating life struggles alone, acting as an anchor of peace during periods of unknown transition or distress. So obviously it's a very anxious time, and you get stressful, and you get you know in those unknown moments when you're new in God. And that was good to read that, because he is an anchor of peace. Anytime that you're feeling distress, you just got to stop and pursue that presence, and make sure that you understand that he's right there waiting on you, and willing to protect you. So, again, digging into this really kind of helped me this week. I needed it.
Man, throughout Scripture, some of the greatest leaders, they pursued God before anything else. Moses wanted God's presence more than the promised land. David consistently sought God in every season, every aspect, everything that he was facing. Jesus stepped away from crowds to spend time with the Father. And you got to ask yourself, why? Well, because presence produces a few things, Philip. Presence produces peace, it produces wisdom, it produces strength, and it produces direction for our lives. So if these people, if Moses, David, and Jesus needed to take time and pursue the presence, I think we can too.
Yeah, and it's reassurance, right? I mean, it's definitely you. I hear this a lot is I need to just feel Jesus in my life. I need that reassurance, and people want to feel the presence of God, to know that I think one, that we're not serving a God that's not real, so to speak. But two, to make sure we're on the right track. That's what it is for me. The moment I start feeling like I'm distant or not feeling his presence, I feel like, okay, I'm off track. I gotta get back over here. I gotta get back closer to him, and let me feel that presence. Let me feel that reassurance and that fire. And how do I do it? Silence and stillness is the big one for me. I think you got to get still. You got to get quiet. Um, you want to hear God? Hush. That was the big word that he gave me the day I sit in that truck and I was crying and trying to figure it all out. All I heard was just be quiet, and was able to hear what he was trying to tell me, or I think what he was trying to tell me. And then you got heartfelt prayers. It can't just be a list of requests when you go to God. It's got to be a conversation of the heart. It involves inquiring of God and bringing your genuine, wholehearted focus to Him. You can't go to God and be like, God, I need $1 million. I need a new car. I need my house paid off. You go with Him and go in there with some heartfelt prayers and thoughts, and really talk to God. I mean, like, we've talked about this before, Matt. G-Man is what I call him. I mean, we get in some deep riding down the road. If people come up beside me, they think I was crazy. I'm just a talking and having a conversation. You think there was 4 people in my car, you know?
Well, the biggest thing about this whole topic that kind of resonates with me is pursuing the presence, because of that quote that I shared. Accomplishments may change your situation, but God's presence changes you. So right now, because of my life and changing my life and pursuing God and living the right way and doing the things that I've been doing, I feel more at peace. I feel more fulfilled with my job. The accomplishments, the championships, the coach of the year awards and all that stuff, like those were fun, and it changed and it helped change my situation, but it didn't change me. It didn't affect me. And there was still a void there that I was, man, we just won this and I won this award and our team and we made the playoffs and we did this and that. And then there was always something there, like, but I still feel empty. And now that's why I'm so grateful and blessed to be where I'm at now, because I don't think in the past I would have been as fulfilled as I am right now with the position that I'm in. Every university came into my life at the right time. The opportunity was presented to me at the right time, and it fulfilled me. And I think that's partly because of me. I won't say partly, I say probably fully because I had turned my life over to Christ. And now I can be happy with where I'm at instead of thinking about, what's the next step? What's the next venture? We win. And then what happens after that? We're not worried about that anymore. I'm kind of in the moment now, Phillip, and I'm happy with where I'm at. And if something changes and if something happens, great. If not, we're good.
Well, that's the difference in chasing, for yourself and living for God. Again, funny you brought that up, because I was just talking to an old mentor of mine on the phone, and there's some opportunities that seem to be presenting themselves more that I'm in this new life, but I'm also at peace, like you said. I don't care what presents itself right now.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing anything else. I'm not chasing a title. I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing accolades and personal gain and personal pats on the back. I'm just living my life for the to be the best person I can be through God. I'm enjoying my family. I'm enjoying the happiness we have here. And I'm like you. If God opens that door and that's the way I'm supposed to go, then fine. If not, I'm fine. I don't need a VP title anymore. I don't need all that. I guess when you're out there chasing those things, like you said, you're empty, and the emptiness is you don't have God.
Mhm.
You know, because we've done it. You've had success. I've had success. We've been at the top, and we've got our legs cut out from under us, back to the bottom. And, I thought it was the end of the world when I fell like that. And it was only the beginning for me. It was really when I bumped that head on the ground, it was like, okay, let's rearrange some things and understand that he's given you success. Be happy.
Yeah. I'll jump into my verse here, Phillip. I went with Psalm 16:11, and it says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is a fullness of joy." And it's important to me to kind of break that down. And obviously, the second part there, in your presence there is fullness of joy. He doesn't say there's partial peace. He doesn't say there's temporary fulfillment. He doesn't say that it's going to be easy. It's going to be roses, right? But he says, in your presence, there's a fullness, not empty, not wanting for anything else, not longing for anything else. When you are full, when I ate those hot dogs on Memorial Day, when I was full, I was done. I was good. I didn't need anything else. That's what he's saying here. Your fullness of joy when you're in his presence, Phillip.
Yeah, and I got two. One I'm just going to mention. It's not really my verse for the night, but it came up when I was getting ready to get on here. King David expressed a lot of this as his singular desire in Psalms 24:7 highlights the longing to simply dwell in the house of the Lord and gaze upon his beauty, right? That was one. And we talk about David a lot in the Bible, right? Being a big character in the Bible, a big figure for Jesus. But my actual verse for tonight, I stuck with Jeremiah 29:13. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. And again, I think it goes back to getting in that heartfelt prayers, believing in your heart. It says, confess with your tongue, believe in your heart, and you can be saved. So, heart comes up a lot in the Bible, right? God lives in our heart. I think we have to take that as the centerpiece of everything that we're doing. And if you seek him with all your heart and you truly believe it, you'll find him. And then once you find him, it's just a journey to get closer and closer and closer. And I look at it as we're getting closer to that one day when we finally get to meet him and we get to stand before him and we get to see him in all of his beauty, like David talked about. And I think that's just it's wonderful. Now again, I'm not ready to leave here just yet. But I do long for the day that I can stand before him and really see this, everything that we talked about come to fruition. I think it's going to be a glorious day when that happens.
Yeah, this whole topic reminds me of, Coach Bentley used to have this thing about a car, and we all had to get in the car to get to our destination. We had to be working together, but there were different parts to the car. There was a spiritual piece, there was an academic piece, there was a social piece, and there was an athletic piece. Where if we look at this like a car, if we focus too much on our athletic piece, our spiritual piece is the motor. Okay, so no matter what you do, you can put the best rims on that car, you can get a great paint job, you can do all these things, but if you don't take care of the motor, you ain't gonna be able to get anywhere. And I love that analogy growing up, and I still use it to this day. But the spiritual piece is what we use here, and we're talking about pursuing the presence of God. If we neglect that piece and just focus on our social piece or our athletic piece or our academic piece, we're going to not get anywhere in our lives and chasing towards our goals and our dreams and our aspirations.
Yeah, and again, it just really, to me, boils down to, are you going to be complacent where you're at? And this goes with anything. This is not just like pursuing God. I talk about this all the time in your life. People get complacent. They get like just okay. And I think that's where people stall in growth and development. In sports, I think that's where you stall in life. And I think that's where you can really stall with God. We can't get complacent and just be happy to go to church on Sundays and sit there for an hour and, come home and we eat chicken and we call ourselves a Christian. I think you got to constantly be able to pursue him in one way, shape, or form. I don't think you can just get stagnant and complacent and be okay. Now, I could be wrong on that. I mean, but that's my thought in my process. With anything that you do, I think you should do it with all your heart. If you're playing shortstop, you need to play it with all your heart. If you're working at the drive-thru at McDonald's, you need to do it with all your heart. Whatever you do in life, you need to do it with all your heart to not let down serving Jesus, right? It says that in the Bible. And I think if you take that philosophy and you apply it to your life, along with serving God, you be surprised by how things might get better.
Well, the real talk, Phillip, I do get a little bit passionate about this. But anyway, a lot of people look successful on the outside. They can look successful, they can appear successful, but they're struggling internally. Maybe they have a busy schedule. They're chasing these achievements, they're chasing attention, but they have no peace, no clarity, no fulfillment. And we ask, why is that? Well, I think it's because they've mastered performance, but neglected presence. You can have talent and still feel lost, guys. You can have trophies and championship rings and Coach of the Year awards and still feel empty. I think it's important that we chase the presence of God. We pursue the presence of God, just like we work our butts off every single workout, every single practice to win a championship. We should put that effort and that energy into the pursuit of presence with God as well.
Yeah, and that's obviously your real talks always hit hard, but it made me think of something that I think it was Steve Jobs that said he gained all the money in the world and he never lived. So again, I don't think he was really talking about too much religion there, but if you put it in perspective, you can gain a lot of stuff in this world, material, things and accolades and trophies, but did you ever really truly live? Did you get to experience God's presence? Did you get to experience what God could do for you? Because again, I always go back to Jeremiah 29:11. There's a purpose and a plan for everybody that's preordained, that's set. And I think you can alter that plan a little bit by how you pursue God and what he has planned for you. If you neglect to pursue God, then I think you can alter your plan that he had for you, right? The deal is I got a plan for you if you're going to do your part. A plan's only as good as everybody that's involved is executing it, right? So, he lays out that plan, he draws it out. He's got, okay, if he does this, this is going to happen. But if you don't do it and you don't live up to your end, don't expect God to prosper you. That's not what that verse means,
We have to execute the game plan as it's designed, Phillip. You can't have 11 guys on offense go out there and just kind of do their own thing, and these 5 guys are running this run play, and then these 6 guys over here trying to do this play, and it doesn't work that way. We've got to follow the plan the appropriate way and keep pursuing his presence every day.
You have some negative rushing yards if that happens.
Do not like those. Do not like those. Locker room challenge, Phillip. This one is very simple. I simply want you guys to spend intentional time with God daily. Not for performance, not out of your routine or anything like that, but simply to pursue his presence. Turn the distractions off, slow down, listen, because sometimes the best things that we can do is to just stop chasing everything else for a moment and pause and pursue his presence and get after it one-on-one with the G-man, as you say.
And to help, I love that because that really goes hand in hand with these practical steps that I can add and help you out, Armor Heads. 1, silence and stillness. 2, heartfelt prayer. And 3, engaging your scripture. If you do those 3 things along with his real talk, you will get closer to God. There's just no way you can't do it if you do those things. Very simple things, I think. Nothing that's going to be time consuming. It's going to take you all day. Again, every morning after the kids and the wife leave, I have, some time here by myself where I can just engage in that stillness and that silence and that prayer, even if it's 2 minutes or if it's 20 minutes, whatever it is that I have time to do. It's a step that I'm trying to get closer to God. And every second and every minute and every bit that you get to do it counts.
Absolutely, man. So locker room challenge, just like Phillip said, there's 3 steps that he laid out in addition to the locker room challenge. But the initial locker room challenge, spend intentional time with God daily. And Phillip gave you 3 ways to do that. Turn off your phone, take 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever you can, and spend some intentional time with God, pursuing his presence, eliminating distractions, and just having a conversation with the Lord.
That's one thing I'm doing is trying to limit my phone usage. It seems like the world today, we live on it. And in your job and my job, we kind of have to during the day. But I try to get to a point at night where I'm trying to put it down, not be on social media as much, and just kind of reset my mind and just stop letting the world bother me for no reason.
Yeah.
So another good thing too, I love what you said about, turning your phone off. That's a big help.
Yeah. And I started to put mine on do not disturb, just so the notifications will stop popping up. Social media notifications and DMs and text and tweets and likes and all those things. Like, I can be in the middle of something important and then my phone ding and I look over and I'm like, all right, who is this? Like, and the reality is, like, yes, it might be a recruit sending me a message, but it'll be okay in 10 minutes. It'll be fine. I don't have to get to it right there.
Prioritizing that time. That's where I'm getting, because I'm like, every time it dings, I look, just because I'm so programmed over the years with my job that it might be something bad. It might be my boss, and it's just this. And I'm getting to a point that after 5 o'clock, it's just, I'm off. I gotta engage in something else and keep my mind healthy. And because like I said earlier, I'm not chasing anything anymore. I'm gonna do what I'm expected to do, and I'm gonna spend time with my family, and I'm gonna spend time with God, and I'm gonna get closer to Him. And then when it's back to the hours that they're paying me, I'm gonna give them the time that they need. But it's really a balance. It's a balance that you have to learn to do, and it's really boils down to, do you want to do it? Right? There's nothing stopping you from doing it except you. I used to say this all the time. If I could get out of my own way years ago, I'd have been so successful years ago. The only person that held me back was me. And that's the only person holding you back from getting closer to God is you.
Yeah. Well, Phillip, I do want to drop a shout out real quick. My boy Dennis Gearhart dropped some very encouraging words on Facebook. He quoted one of our episodes. Been tuned in. He was a coach with me at Darlington High School way back in the day. Now he's a principal at an elementary school. So he's still grinding in the profession and giving back to our youth. But shout out to Dennis Gearhart, a really good friend of mine since 2012, that shared some encouraging words and shared some quotes on Facebook. And while I'm shouting him out, I'm going to link this on our page to make sure everybody knows. But he's got Game Time barbecue sauce. Guys, It is small business out of Darlington, South Carolina. He started it himself. Game Time barbecue sauce, and then he's got a Cover 4 seasoning. So there's two different products there. Game Time barbecue sauce. Go check it out, guys. It is delicious. The Cover 4 seasoning, also amazing. Support small businesses, especially from a local guy there in Darlington, South Carolina, Dennis Gearhart. I think we're going to work on a sponsorship here. This show's sponsored by Game Time barbecue sauce. Maybe we'll get some free sauce out of that, man.
I was gonna say, you either gonna make me spend some money or you gonna get me some samples. I feel something's coming. But I'm gonna try some barbecue sauce because I'm a barbecue sauce guy now. Depending on I like vinegar, I like sweet, I like all of it. So I'm definitely, you got me curious.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Obviously been friends with him for a long time, but he can cook, man. Like, we've made all kind of things together over the years, and when he's cooked out at his house, and wings and barbecue and all this different stuff. But now he's always been making this sauce on his own, and everybody, I guess, had convinced him to, hey man, sell this a little bit and see what you can do with it. So just as of right now, 18 states across America have purchased, somebody in one of those 18 states have purchased a Game Time barbecue sauce. All the Southeast, obviously, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Virginia, of course. There's an outlier out there in California. So anyway, Game Time barbecue sauce, Cover 4 seasoning, amazing products, great people, Darlington, South Carolina, and he's sharing some encouraging words from Armor Up Athletics, which I think is super cool too.
Hey, if we can get a game time barbecue sauce backdrop, I like the name of it.
I know a graphics guy that could put that together. But
good stuff.
Pursuit of the presents, man. What else you got here, Phillip? What I know you got some sports breakdown. I see the jersey.
Yeah, well, it's getting into one of my favorite times of the every 4 years. I know you're not a big fan, but I know you've seen when I got on tonight. It's about to start the World Cup. The biggest sport in the world besides the South. It's soccer. It's a great tournament, 48 teams. You have to qualify. It takes a 4-year span to qualify. 48 teams, they go at it, and there's only one champion. So we're going Sunday night to see the men's national team play Senegal in its final friendly match, and then the World Cup starts mid-June. So from mid-June episodes on, you'll be getting soccer updates from me. If we have any Armor heads that are World Cup fans, hit us up on the page and let me know who your favorite team is or who you're rooting for. Obviously, I'm a USA guy, but I'm also a realist. I want USA to win, but I think Spain's going to take it. Spain is loaded. They are nasty. They have Lamine Yamal. We do not have a Lamine Yamal. But I do think we can make a deep run. We have a really good team. So we'll cover soccer. That's what I got.
They got
Lamine Yamal. He's a 18-year-old prodigy that is just the next Messi. He is unreal. Plays for Spain. So
I'm just going to take your word for it, Phillip. I never heard of him.
So the youngest, I'll give you a little fun fact too. Max Downs plays for Arsenal. He's 16 years old. They just won the Premier League. He scored in the championship game. The next day, he had to go back to high school, and the whole entire high school was lined down each side when he was walking in the door. Imagine being 16 years old, and you just won the Premier League in Europe in soccer, which is the biggest sport ever over there, especially. And you scored a goal in that game. Then you had to go back to high school the next day.
Yeah, I probably had to just call in sick that next day on that one. Not going to make
phenomenal kid, Max Downs. Phenomenal. If you collect cards, I would definitely try to find one of his rookie cards. It's going to go off the charts.
Well, I'm rooting for America because I don't, USA. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Nobody else I can talk to you about. I'm not realistic. I'm going to say the U.S. is going to win this whole dang thing, and we're going to bring the World Cup trophy.
That would be, man, I would love to see that. The women's won it a couple of times. The men's competition is so stout in that thing. But again, I really feel good about this year's team. I do. I'm going to leave it right there. We'll follow it and see. But you got NBA playoffs too, right?
Yep, NBA playoffs. The Knicks just completed a sweep of the Cavs.
Did you see the score last night?
Yeah, it was a blowout, man.
Oh, my God.
Blowout.
Did Cleveland show up?
I don't think so. And also the Spurs and the Thunder are tied 2-2. So now the Knicks are going to get a few extra nights of rest.
Yeah.
And they're already really good. And then they're going to have 3 to 4 or 5 nights off to rest and relax and get ready. Spurs, Thunder on the other side, I was really liking the Thunder. But I think they can still pull this series out. But to take out the Knicks at this point, it looks like it's going to be tough. I might be wrong. I've been wrong a time or two in my life, especially according to my wife. But I think the Knicks are going to be tough to beat.
I'm changing my whole pick. I'm going Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, after that series, what they just did, you got to prove to me that you can beat them. This is where I'm at. And I was with you. I was with the Thunder. But I don't watch a whole lot of NBA, but I did see that 4-game sweep of Cleveland. They've done it in every round. They swept all 3 rounds.
Yeah. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And New York being a basketball town and the history and the legacy behind the Knicks and all that, like it's a great town to win in. There's no doubt. They love basketball. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be tough to knock them off, but I still think the Thunder have a chance as long as they can finish off this series and get some time here.
Well, if the Thunder get there, I think it'll go more than 4 games. I think that. I do think that. But we'll see. What about the Braves?
Yeah, the Braves are doing well, still doing well. 38 and 18, I believe. Let me see. Yep, 36 and 18. Excuse me, 36 and 18. Um, but in Braves country, we lost another Braves legend today. Bob Horner passed. It's
Oh,
been
I
a
didn't see that. Yeah,
it's
that's
been a tough stretch for Braves legends. I mean, you had Turner and Cox, and now Horner. Um, Tough stretch for Braves legends right now, but the Braves are still playing some good baseball. Hopefully to honor these guys, especially Coach Cox, Bobby Cox, man. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to the Braves family, community, the Horner family. It's another loss in the Braves community.
And the one last thing that I got is the NCAA college baseball tournament is about
Mm-hmm.
to start. The drawing just got picked. The national seeds were set. The region sites are set. I love this tournament for college baseball. It's such a fun tournament to watch. Of course, I'm rooting for my Gators, but there's some good teams out there, dude. Some really good ball teams out there. But you got to play baseball right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you just did during the season. You're 0-0 right now.
Speaking of your Gators, Phillip, do you have anything to say about your former basketball player and his daughter at Texas Tech?
I'll keep it politically correct on the show. I think Jason Williams has every right to defend his daughter. That's his daughter. She moved from Florida to Texas Tech. There was some chirping from both sides. I don't know that the hitting her was intentional. You're in the super regionals, right?
5 times, Phillip. They hit her
She leaned
five
in on
times.
she leaned in on two. You're trying to get on base however you can. I just don't see us putting people on base in the super regionals because we're mad that she left. Now, I might be wrong, but it is the
Now,
super regionals. This isn't a regular season game.
the one that I didn't think was the last one, leadoff batter of game 3, like you're not starting the game with an intentional hit by pitch. So I don't know.
Now, I'm not going to say there's not some salt there because Mia Williams is a good player. I mean,
Yeah.
she really is. She's a really, really good player. And there was some bitterness last year. The mom kind of went on Facebook even before the season was over, and it was really, really getting, too public for me. I think if you're unhappy, I get it. Leave. You can transfer. You can do whatever you want these days. But I do know at that moment it did get. I could see as a father why he was upset. 1,000%. Did it need all that? I don't know, but that's Jason Williams, man. That's who he is. There's never been a day where he didn't talk junk, and 9 times out of 10 on the court, he backed it up. So I don't have any hate for him. He didn't graduate from Florida. He played there, but he didn't graduate from there. But he come out today and said he would not step foot back on Gainesville campus again.
Mhm.
You know,
Very unique situation.
again, as a father, 100% understand where he's at. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
As an alum, maybe there's an example that could have been set there, but you know what? I've showed my tail at a few games over my children.
No, not you.
I feel like this. Florida will survive. We'll be okay. And Mia Williams is going to be just fine at Texas Tech.
I will say the Florida softball jerseys that they kind of replicate the football jerseys, those are pretty cool. Those were
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. Look, Texas Tech spent a lot of money on that roster, so they need to win the
They
national
spent a
championship.
lot of money in every sport. That
They're one of
oil
the
money.
highest paid softball rosters. They got 3 All-American transfers, not just Mia Williams. They got one from Tennessee and one from Alabama. So again, they're playing by the rules. I'm not saying they're not, but they spent a lot of money. So kudos to them. They beat us. Good luck. I hope they win it.
That Texas oil money's paying off for Texas Tech right now. I will say that.
I like Mia Williams, man. She's a baller.
Oh yeah, she's really good, and that's not taken away from the play on either side. Both teams had a great year.
Look,
I
after
just
getting
wanted to
hit,
see what you
she come
thought.
back and launched one over the center field wall, so she got redemption.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, episode 41, the pursuit of presence. Man, what a good topic. What a good time to kind of reset, refocus, take some time on your own, and get quiet, get in a quiet place, and pursue it. Man, pursue the presence of God. in whatever way you see fit. We've given some examples to you and some things that have helped us personally. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe you do it in a different way, and that's okay. There's no perfect way. There's no right way to be a Christian. There's no right way to pursue the presence of God. Maybe it's just sitting alone and listening to music. Maybe it's prayer. Maybe for you want to get into a quiet space and read. I don't know. But whatever it is, we want you to pursue the presence of God with everything you've got.
Yep. And I'm going to leave you with this. Why does it matter? When the pursuit of God's presence becomes a priority, it fundamentally transforms how you live. Instead of relying on your own strength, you begin to operate out of His peace, allowing you to react differently to challenges and temptations. It provides an internal compass that anchors you and fills your daily life with joy and vitality. So I love that part of it. I read that because challenges and temptations come every day, right? If you're living for God, I don't care if you live for God for 30 years or if you're just got saved yesterday, challenges and temptations are going to come. That's just what the devil does. And, if you can get still with God, you can get a heartfelt prayer, you can engage in your scriptures, and you can chase the pursuit of God and get closer to Him, those battles become easy and easier to fight.
And I'll close it out with this, man. The world's going to tell you to chase success, but success without God will never fully satisfy you. Pursue discipline, pursue growth, pursue excellence, but above all else, pursue His presence so you're not empty when you do happen to achieve some of these worldly successes.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of times when people get on these stages, the first thing they do is thank God, and I think that's awesome. If it's heartfelt, it's not me to judge that, but I think it's awesome because if you're truly sincere in that moment, you didn't get there without Him. And I look back, and I can say this wholeheartedly: I'm not here without Him. I think it took me going through what I went through to get to where I'm at. And I think that's my story and my purpose and my course. And fortunately, like I said earlier, I didn't keep trying to deviate from that purpose. I finally listened, and things got better. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, man. Instantly, things have gotten better in my life. I still have problems. I still have challenges. I still have temptations, but ultimately, my life as a whole, I'm probably the happiest I've ever been, and that's a fact. So
no doubt about that for me. I know that's 100% true for me. Episode 41, The Pursuit of Presence. It was a good one. Had fun with it. Phillip, I will close us out in prayer. Dear Lord, we ask that you help us seek your presence. Help us eliminate distractions from the outside world and really pursue the presence of you, Lord. Give us hearts that desire your presence more than worldly successes and championships and promotions, Lord. Lead us, guide us, and fill us with your peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Remember, Armorheads, any prayer requests you got or thoughts or anything you need from us, feel free to share it, message us or whatever. We'll be glad to pray with you, pray for you, whatever you need. And
Yes,
always,
sir.
Keep Cheryl in your prayers still. Matt's uncle, continue prayers for him. My mom, just keep praying, guys. The prayers are working, and we certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'll throw in my buddy from back home. Talked about him a little bit, a couple episodes ago. Still battling through it, still fighting through it. But prayers are needed and prayers are appreciated at this time, man. But episode 41 has been fun. It's been good. I hope you guys take something out of this. It's crazy to me being able to get messages and DMs and texts from people. It's like, hey, I remember when you said this, and like that makes it feel worthwhile for me and Phillip. Like, you don't have to tell. We don't need that reassurance because we feel like we're doing it for His kingdom and His purpose. But it does make me smile when I get those messages, and I'm able to add somebody to my prayer list and add somebody that we can join into the Armor Up Alliance or anything like that, man. Like those things are fun. So share your stories with us, not just because it was anything to do with us, but because we enjoy hearing what God's doing in your life.
Yeah, man, you hit it on the head. You know, it's not about us, it's about him, but it's also nice if this page and this podcast can help you find him. If we're some kind of a roadmap to get you facing him and can get closer to him, then I love it. I love everything about it. Because that at the end of the day, it's like my brother Ricky Malloy says, MHC, man, make heaven crowded, right? That's our goal.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to continue to do it, even on the days we don't feel like doing it. We're going to be here every week, and like we're 9 episodes short from a year.
Yes, sir.
That's correct. No, 10 episodes.
Well, we actually skipped a week. I started thinking about it. Remember, we had that week off before the
we did show? This week. So yeah. Still really close to a year. That's crazy.
Yep. Episode 41.
You're coming up on a day.
Yep. July 4th. Be here soon. It's gonna be a great day.
It is.
250 years, 1 year for me. It's gonna be awesome.
I just spent my second Memorial Day sober, so you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Eat some extra hot dogs. It'll be all right.
That's it. With the bougie buns.
Episode 41, The Pursuit of Presence, brought to you by Game Time Barbecue Sauce. Phillip, it's been fun, man. Go Cougars.
Absolutely. Go Jesus.
Ephesians 6:11, yeah, it's the drill. Put on the full armor, stand firm in his will. Armor up, we don't back down. Shield of faith when the world comes around. Sword in my hand, I'm ready to fight. Jesus is the captain leading through the night. Yeah, sports in the spirit, it's a game of endurance. Training in faith, no room for deterrence. Quinn and Phillip, tag team for the kingdom. Breaking down walls till the world can see them. Helmet of salvation, blocking the lies. Built the truth, yeah, I'm suited to